What is going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Mike Roach Show. Now, as you can see, I got a very special guest here. She might be the person that has been on my show the most,
Hey.
maybe next to Alvin Williams. You guys might be up for a toss up here. All right, Savannah, but basketball broadcaster, host, and reporter for CBC that recently just covered the Winter Olympics. You might also know her from her former show. What was it, Savannah? Swish.
Swish inside the
Absolutely.
WNBA.
You know, I don't you're doing a lot right now. You're doing a lot.
Bruh.
I would keep going, but it's only a half-hour program, Savannah. I
Stop.
mean, you're everywhere right now. I see you all over the Toronto Tempo. You're at the front of pretty much every press conference that they've ever had. You're just everywhere. And first of all, how are you even doing before we get into everything? Because you're just everywhere.
The reason why I come on your show so much is because my ego just goes up to 1,000,000. Just so you know, I get like the biggest confidence boost, and I'm like, yeah, I need another hit of Mike Roach's show first and foremost. Also, Alvin Williams is great company to be alongside. If we're fighting for that number one spot, I'll take that. I'll take it from him. But I'm
Well,
alive.
listen,
I'm alive.
well, I'm very proud of you. You're doing big things all over the place, which is absolutely fantastic. No surprise there. Highly knowledgeable, highly skilled. And
Thank you.
so I want to know this, though, because we saw the big unveiling of the Toronto Tempo, because that's what we're going to be focused on in this episode today. And I saw you, of course, I saw you there. I saw you there. And, we saw you chopping it up with Masai. And what was the atmosphere like in the building there?
I mean, first of all, I'm always up to no good. I thought the mug was appropriate for today.
Yes.
No, honestly, it was actually incredible. And for me, like surreal. And Mike, when I tell you, like the past couple of weeks, I've really been trying to find my words of
Mhm.
exactly how this resonates with me. Because, I like if you want to talk to my little inner child, my inner Savannah, like when I was just learning how to play basketball, like literally this is like not even comprehensible. Like it's like surreal. It feels like I'm in a dream, honestly. And
Yeah.
like it's like an alternate reality. Like I skipped planes or something like that. Because who would
Mhm.
have thought that Toronto was going to get a WNBA team, especially being the first international franchise for the league, and a league that so many times people are like, they don't make no money, they're broke, they're in debt, they're this, and you just grow up listening to all this heckling, right? Like WNBA, WNBA, Oh, I could take a woman. I could da da da. Like, how many guys have challenged me that have never even played elementary school ball, bro? Like, so to see that, like, now the women's game is in a space where it's not just like respected, but it is deeply, deeply valued and appreciated, and not just through words and the niceties that us media folk do, but like
Mhm.
money, millions,
Yeah.
millions
Yeah.
of dollars of money is going into this. And like Larry Tannenbaum, all I gotta say, like, he's the GOAT for this, because he said basically anything for you, baby girls, because
Yeah.
he really got this off the ground and he sacrificed a lot to do so. So last night for me personally was like one of those, like, try to take it all in, even though my brain is in two different places type of thing. Like the real surreal moment in that night was when my university coach, Carly Clark, who coached at Toronto Metropolitan University, and then Masai Ujiri, who I worked with for many years
Mhm.
with the Raptors. Literally, it was like not just cross paths, but I was right at the crux of it. I was literally chopping it up with my university coach, and
Wow.
then Masai comes walking past, looks over, sees me, gives me a big hug, and I'm like, because I know that Masai
Yeah.
also championed the women's game so much in all the press conferences that I attended. It was me, it was Chelsea, that were raising her hand
Yes.
asking about
She's
women's
doing good
basketball.
work too. Mhm.
Absolutely doing good work. So to kind of see all the worlds collide in the women's game, and to just like take in how special it is, and for myself personally to have like played university all 4 years, team captain up the street from where they're basically playing, is like, I can, like I said, I don't have the words for it. Like, it doesn't feel real still.
No, it's amazing. Like, what do you think this is going to do for the young women off the court?
So much. And the best part is that the Temple are coming. literally in the best year possible for a WNBA franchise to start with this new collective bargaining agreement now like laid out.
Yes.
So they were bragging about this like at the court reveal that they signed like Marina Mabrey to the very first $1 million contract that the WNBA has ever seen, and they're going to go down in the history books for that. And so when I think about what does this mean for the next generation, and even when I was at the reveal, I'm seeing little girls, little boys, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they have no idea that this was rare. Like they're not going to even comprehend that this was never a possibility for women in the future. Like, and like seeing a little boy, he was literally like 2 years old, slobbering on me, and like literally just like he gave me his soggy fry, and he was like just like, you know, wearing a WNBA shirt. His mom was holding him, and I was like, wow, he's going to grow up thinking that going to women's sporting events is normal. Like,
yeah, that's
different
true.
generational mentality. And they're going to grow up, not even just that. Think about this, Mike. Literally thinking that women professional athletes are millionaires. And not just like the
100%.
individual sports, like the Serena Williams, the team sports. And that's normal.
Yeah, exactly what they should be.
Yes. So when you think about like the generational effect on this, like you're going to get more participation in sports. That's for sure. Because there's a real pathway. Because for so like even when I was growing up, I had high school friends and people I played with that were pretty talented, but they were like, yeah, after university, then what? I don't want to go to Europe. I could go to the States. You know, I could go play D1 to go to the States and then what, come back home to Canada or play in Europe? No. So I'd rather just whatever pursue another career or do this or that. But like it wasn't really a real option. And not to mention the NIL deals, because that wasn't a thing when I was growing up. I'm old. But like so now
Then what am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, listen, this is the excitement is just on another level here, right?
Yeah.
And in so many different ways, because and another element too is that when you think about the WNBA in Toronto and when they're going to be playing during the summer, I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, just the jackpot here when it comes to the WNBA in Toronto. And you talked about Marina Mabrey, right? Now, how big of a role do you expect her to play as one of the faces of this new franchise?
She's going to be like massive. She's going to be definitely like, I would say one of the main faces. Like, I think she's on the court, probably the main face. They're going to be very much leaning on her, you know, her position, her stature, her aggression. They signed her for a reason. She's a competitor. And I think they wanted that feistiness. And I don't know about you.
She can get chippy.
I'm going to say she's a Toronto bad girl already. That's all I know. That's all she's the girl that's like, wait, hold my earrings. Wait a minute. Literally known as a crash out queen. I think she's trying to rebrand a little bit, so I don't want to play too much into that. But that's how everybody knows her. That's her brand. That's what she's going to bring. She's going to bring that fiery spirit on the court. She's also like, she knows how to get a bucket. She knows how to find her teammates. She's just a little bit of everything. She's kind of like, I'd say like a bit more of a Swiss Army knife in that regard. And she's a defensive player. Like, and I respect it when, you know, front offices really prioritize players that take pride on defense. They're not just in it to be that offensive star. And I think that another thing that with Marina, she doesn't like, obviously she has that fiery competitiveness, but it's not the same thing as like ego, you know, like I have to be the star. I don't think I get that from her, because she's never had that real opportunity to be the star on another team. So it's kind of cool for her to kind of carve out that role for herself here and see how that also comes to fruition as she evolves into that role too.
Now, before we get to the 6th overall pick, Kiki Rice, I do want to ask you quickly about Julie Alamon. Can you tell us a bit about her skill set and what she's going to be able to bring to the team?
Absolutely. So Julie, she is, I think she's like a 5'9" point guard, pure point guard. She's actually one of the few players that the Tempo have that is actually pure at their position. The Tempo really went versatile across the board. Like I was thinking like, it's giving almost like, I don't want to say Vision 6'9" for the Raptors because it's not that, but it's like that, you know how that everyone can play the same position type of mentality. Yeah. It's kind of like that, but they're not as tall as 6'9", obviously. And actually they're probably missing a little bit of post depth. But their guards are big and they're versatile. And so when I see Julie, she's one of the few pure point guards. Like I said,
Mhm.
5'9" for WNBA players, actually still relatively tall for that position, especially. So she's versatile. She also brings a lot of like European experience because she's actually Belgian. And she's only
Right.
played in the WNBA for 2 seasons. Like I believe it was with the Sparks as well as Chicago. Let me just double check that. Yeah, Chicago. And so she's kind of new to the WNBA, but she's really proven her efficiency and her effectiveness, especially as a point guard. And I think in this league, especially, and I was like talking to my colleague, my co-host for my podcast, Cinderella Stories, Ashley Docking. And I was telling her today that like the WNBA isn't quite like the NBA where it's very kind of almost like guard heavy in that like star mentality in terms of like, okay, most NBA players that are in that realm of like considered for MVP, I mean, maybe outside of Jokic and like a bit of some anomalies there, they're guards or threes, maybe. WNBA, they're forwards. They're straight up forwards. They're four. You could argue they slide into 5, and the minimum they slide into 3. But they're definitely power forwards. All the MVP candidates are forwards.
The WNBA is really rough. Like it's very physical, super physical. Like if you don't come correct, you're getting slapped, punched around, thrown all over the place. You're just watching a game sometimes. You're like, damn, what the hell is going on? All of these teams are the bad boy Pistons from back in the day. I mean, like, what is happening right now?
I
They're
know.
just tossing people around, getting shoved around. There's a fight every second. You're just like, geez.
Yo, we take it like as a former female athlete, we take it personal, yo. It's personal. And like we like remember, and I'm sure it's like that for the guys too, but I don't know. There's like an extra layer to it. It's almost like, nah, like it's on site. Like, you know, type
For
of thing.
real.
So like, yeah, but I love the chippiness. I love the aggression. And I will say, like, even, you know, when I'm playing against, because I grew up playing against guys, right? Like me and my twin, we played against, my dad coached the senior boys team in high school. We were playing with them all the time. The game and the women's game was always more physical.
What team did he coach again?
Say that in Campion.
Campion.
Yeah, he won some.
I played against them. I think I remember who your dad is. I'm pretty sure I do.
Yeah, he got the long locks.
Yes, I do remember him. Now that you mentioned that,
he coached against Tristan Thompson.
So what was that?
He coached against Tristan Thompson.
Oh yes. And he was at what school was Tristan at?
He was at this is gonna kill me.
Dame? It wasn't Dame or
no, it wasn't it wasn't Fletcher's. No, it was it? Wait, this is gonna kill me.
Yeah, because Fletcher's was the one that was right there next to it, right?
Yeah, because
DeVille? Was it DeVille?
DeVille. It was DeVille.
That was it, DeVille.
Yeah. That was DeVille. Yeah. So
now,
anyways, go ahead.
No, I want to throw this in here quickly. I just came up with this on my mind, but I've thought about it for a long time in regards to the men and women's specific. I'll keep it specific to basketball because to me, from a pound for pound standpoint, I always said because the women don't have the athleticism of the men, they can't be bailed out like the men can. So to me, what I always give the argument is that you have to have a higher skill set as women to play. Like to me, they have more skill than the men because men can be bailed out by their athleticism, right? Like you can play there, and no offense, but there are a lot of men who they're not very good, Savannah. I mean, no offense here.
You're saying,
but because of their athleticism, they can jump over your head and do all this crazy stuff.
Of course.
Whereas the women have to have a skill set that's just they're just flat out better players, right? And I think that is the difference, the skill and I won't say the competitive, but the skill set overall and the fundamentals of the game to me are higher because of that. Do you think that's something that's accurate, or am I just being crazy here?
No, 110%. And I'm not just saying this because I do enjoy the men's game. Like, you know, I love watching men's college hoops, especially when it still has that. I mean, NIL's kind of changing it now, but that purity, that grit, that want to get to the next level, especially. But like, I do agree with you, like, because you're right. women just straight up don't have the same athleticism, they don't have the same hormone structure, whatever you want to say, as the men. That's just a fact. And so they rely on other tools, and their tools is skills. And on top of that, so yeah, they can't get built out through athleticism. It's like, I'm stuck in the key, I'm just gonna get up and dunk it. No, that's not how. That's not how that's gonna work. For some women, hey, we're getting there. I say this next generation, like dunking starting to become more normal now. I'm like, whoa. But I will say that like the skill from the ball handling to the passing to the court vision, it's like very tight, especially when you watch the best teams in the WNBA, in the women's professional game, even in Europe. Like, because, my twin, she plays out there in Europe, and I'm watching her games, and I'm like, that was a nice pass. And that's also another reason why I think the tempo, especially in the expansion draft, they actually got a lot of European players. And so, but yeah, like I think that with the men's game, like there's some players that are absolutely skilled beyond belief. But for the women's game, it's almost a bare minimum. It's I think it has to do also because I remember I'm recalling the story right now in my head. Like I remember talking to Coach Darko Rajakovic, about how I was like asking him what he was going through in practice, like a standard media question, just a regular day, another day in the neighborhood. And he was telling me that they were learning how to close out. And I was like, what do you mean you're learning how to close out? Like, don't you learn that in high school? And he's like, well, yeah, you're supposed to. He's like, but by the time men get to high school, they're already playing AAU basketball, and they're already using their athleticism to get them further ahead.
That's true. That's a good point.
Like the fundamentals are missing because then they're not playing team basketball, they're playing showcase basketball, and that we both know that that's a different game. You're just playing to be team, not to be a good teammate or like do the little things that get you far. And that, anyways, and so yeah, that's kind of like the disconnect that I see in the men's games. Like some of those fundamental skills are just missing. And I will say this, like Mike, to your point, like your favorite NBA player watches the WNBA, like because they're watching for strategy. They're watching how does she do that move, and that's why Bam Adebayo, bro, Asia Wilson. That's a case in point right there. Like Bam with his like record-breaking game, bro, and like who's his girlfriend? The MVP of the WNBA. Coincidence? I think not. They train together. I think.
She's just ridiculous. Like she's ridiculous. Yeah,
she's crazy. I love her. But yes, I agree with you 100%.
Savanna, what do you think is what's the best way to put this? What are the biggest challenges for the Temple right now to putting together a solid roster in such a short amount of time?
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, actually, I was listening to Monica Wright Rogers press conference post draft, so just on Monday night, and she was saying that the benefit, the challenge is obviously time. That's a given. Like time to okay, well, we gotta look at the time. We got to do it now. But the benefit to that is you don't overthink it. You just gotta go with your gut instinct and be like, yep, that's the one. That's the one. Even looking at the draft, and I know we'll get there in a minute, but the players that they drafted, because there's 4 draft picks, 2 of them are Australian. They're actually not going to come to the Temple this year. We got the rights to them, but they won't be reporting to training camp. And the other 2, Monica herself scouted them since high school. So she kind of took the same bet. Yeah, Kiki Rice. Yeah, like, well, I know we'll talk her in a second, but like she scouted Kiki Rice and what's the other one? Tiona Key? Double check. Anyways, she scouted them back in high school. Tiona Key, I believe. Tioni Key. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Tioni Key. She's not, she fell off the radar, actually. That's why people don't know her name as much, Tioni. But she's 6'5". She's huge. It's a great pickup. I think she was a dime in the rough. Okay, anyways, we'll get there in a minute.
Well, listen, you mentioned Kiki Rice, so let's go on and talk about her and tell us why you believe the Toronto Temple went with Kiki Rice.
Yeah, no, I think that the Temple went with Kiki Rice because I think that she was, you know how teams can pick either the best player available or the best player for your team? I think she was the best player available. And not saying that she wouldn't have been the best for the team, but this was a guard-heavy draft, like first and foremost. Like you had a lot of the top players were guards, kind of bigger guards, I will say that, but they were guards nonetheless. And Kiki Rice, she's a point guard, but she can definitely flex into a shooting guard. I would imagine they probably use her more as a shooting guard on this team because they have like Julie. Like I think they have other people that can kind of just like slide more into point guard right away, especially for the experience level too. So that's why when I think that we got Kiki, I was like, I think we got more of a shooting guard, but we'll see. I could stand corrected. But anyways, but Kiki, she's fantastic. She's phenomenal. Like first of all, she's a winner. She won with UCLA in the NCAA tournament this past year. UCLA completely ate up the draft. They got so many like kids out of UCLA drafted this year. Is crazy. And then, but yeah, she has great court vision. She knows how to get a bucket. I see her drives to the rim. They're tough. But yet she can once again also find her and dump out to her teammates. She has a shot. So like, it's pretty good. She's an all around player. She's a bigger guard too. I believe she's 5'11". So that, and for once again, for I know we're used to talking like NBA heights, but for WNBA, considered a bigger point guard. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So she's versatile, and that's another thing that Monica actually also mentioned in the draft press conference as well, how versatile like Kiki Rice is as well. And I think so they definitely got the best pick for the number, and I think they were surprised that she was even available. I thought that Kiki would go up a lot higher because she technically fell just out of the lottery, That's how we snatched her.
So you mentioned Monica Wright Rogers a few times. And also I want to bring into this Teresa Resch, who you're absolutely familiar with for a very long time as well. Tell me and not just me, but for everybody who's going to watch or listen to this, why are they the right people to lead this organization?
Yeah. Wow. No. I think that because they're winners, they're champions at that, actually. Like Teresa Resch, she was a big part of helping the Raptors with that 2019 championship on the front office side. She learned directly under Masai Ujiri. So and not just that, I think Masai did a great job of empowering her to make a lot of decisions that I think the average fan are probably not even aware of. She did all the operations for the Raptors, including getting them court space in Vegas. And that means from scratch, building gyms in hotels that were NBA certified.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Crazy. It's so cool. It's so sick to be there and see it for your own eyes. And then even she was a huge visionary in the OVO Athletic Center, which was kind of a first-ish of its kind in the NBA when it was built, the way it was built. And she also was huge in the Tampa season. So she's had all these integral pieces. So she herself is kind of like that champion front office piece. And then Monica Wright Rogers. I don't know where to begin with her because this woman is incredible. She was, I believe, the second overall draft pick in her class. And she was the backup point guard to Maya Moore. And for those of you who are not familiar with Maya Moore, she's the GOAT. And there's a bit of debatable on the WNBA side who's there's no clear Michael Jordan for WNBA quite yet, but Maya Moore is 100% up there. It's one of those, if she continued, she would 100% be the GOAT. And then, so she was backup point guard to her. So she learned a lot. She won 2 championships with Minnesota. And she was an all-star in and of herself. And as a front office staff, she was integral to Phoenix. She helped them with some huge, she acquired a lot of players for the Phoenix Mercury that were huge game changers. And this is coming directly from the GM himself, Nicky Wren, who told me the day that Monica came to the Tempo, he's like, you guys got a really good one because she made a lot of decisions when I was there and I leaned on her for some insight on players and she was great. And then not to mention, she also had a stint with coaching as an assistant coach for NCAA. She went back to her alma mater where she also coached there too. So she's just had this all-round versatile exposure to the game at all different sides of it. And so I think she brings that up. And also I think, Mike, we could both agree that there's nothing more valuable, I think, than being someone who was a respected player now in a position.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it just hits different.
100%. So with that being said, what type of pace, style, or culture do you think is going to be associated with this team?
Oh, I know. Okay, so Teresa and Monica, they always be joking. They'll be like, "We're gonna play a fast tempo. We're gonna play with tempo."
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, like, but actually though, like the way that their roster is built, the way that they constructed it, even Brittany Sykes, like that's another huge name that they got in free agency.
Mhm.
Like they're gonna play literally so fast. I think they're gonna try to run people off the court. Like maybe they are playing into their name because they're versatile and they're guard heavy. And I think, like I said, they lack size. And I think that Tioni, like their pick that they acquired late, a little bit later in the draft, I think that's gonna
Yeah.
be huge for them. I think she's gonna probably get more minutes than she probably expects.
Mhm.
But I think that, and hopefully maybe they'll get something. They'll figure out their rotations in training camp. That's what training camp's obviously for. They also just signed Marina Mabury's sister to training camp today.
Yes,
So
I saw that.
yeah, that was kind of cool. So yeah, anyways, but I think that like, yeah, they're gonna play. I wouldn't doubt if it's like fast break basketball. Like, let's just try to outpace them, outrun them. And I think for expansion team, when you really think about it, like people always say keep your expectations kind of low because it's their first season. The Valkyries kind of
Mhm.
proved that wrong last season and did way better than anybody expected. But
Yeah.
I think that like this first season, I think with that being kind of the blueprint, they're like, oh no, we can be successful in a first season. Let's do it. I think that the way that you win against teams that have on paper more talent, more skill, and more experience, ultimately, you win by hustle. You win by pace. You out tire the other team. So I have a feeling that
Mhm.
that's what they're going to lean into. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Because ultimately, we'll see. I don't have a crystal ball in front of me, but I have a
Yeah.
feeling that that's what they would do.
Well, another hustler who's back in the city is one Masai Ujiri. What kind of, and this will be the last question for you, Savannah. What kind of basketball pedigree does he now bring to the Toronto Temple?
I think that you know that just as well as I know that, Mike. Like, man, he's Masai. Say less. Like it's just point blank
Yeah.
period. He's a leader. He was the reason that Toronto had their very first NBA championship in this country.
Mm.
Um and I see it. So I got some insight on what his role kind of is with the tempo. And so his official title is principal owner, kind of
Okay.
similarly to the way that Serena Williams is.
Mhm.
Um, they will have definitely influence, but ultimately all the decisions still go through Teresa. I do
Okay.
think that he's there as like a someone that they can lean on for support, and it's almost like a advisor, maybe if you want to call it that. But I do think that like him being there alone sets the culture. Like when you got
Mhm.
Serena Williams on your ownership board,
Oh
you got Masai Ujiri, you got winners, man. Like, and that really just like sets the tone, I think, for an inaugural season. I have a feeling that they're not going to come in and be like, "Oh, it's just nice that we have a team. It's nice to show up." I have a feeling that like, no, we're winning. Yeah, get ready.
yeah.
Their facilities are nice. Did you see the photos?
I saw the photos. It looks fantastic.
They look so good,
They look
man.
really, really good. And that
Yeah,
merch, the gear that they have, it's just rocking. It's all over the place.
yeah,
It's
I know.
everywhere. I mean, oh yeah. Yeah. They've done pretty well with their rollout. I will say that. I will say
Yeah,
that.
I think they surprised a lot of people. I think I know when the name originally came out, there was some pushback. There was some like, what is happening here? But I think people have bought in the more that they've rolled out. They're like,
Mhm.
oh, I get it. I see the vision. I like it. This is great. So for me, I was like, okay. When I started seeing all the promos and social rollout, I was like, they're in the right direction. This is great. And now I see it. I'm like, okay, this is clean. It's all clean.
Okay, last thing before we get out of here. Has anything surprised you thus far with anything in regards to this team? Because I knew they would have a lot of support, that's for sure. But it's crazy. Like this is taking off like wildfire right now.
I know. You know what? Like, Mike, I can't say I'm surprised. Like Toronto has been begging for a team for so long, man.
It's
Like,
true.
do you remember like when Drake was posing with Liz Cambage, the most problematic like player
Oh
in the
yeah.
league? And she was like, I will come play for Toronto. And Drake was like, let's make it happen, basically, type of thing. Like that
Yeah.
was, oh my gosh, that was like years ago already. Like that was a minute ago. And then even before, like I remember, I think it was like 2018, and I remember like hearing for the first time that there was going to be a bid. like for a WNBA team, and it
Yes.
didn't go through. But I remember hearing years ago, back in like 2018. I remember because I had my appendicitis, and I was in the hospital bed, and that was like the best news I got. I was like, no way, someone's been 14 years. Okay, never mind, I'm fine. Like, so the excitement for our team has been like long overdue. Like it's just so nothing surprises me. If anything, what surprises me is just how fast and how efficient they've moved since they've really taken off.
Yeah. I can't believe it's here already. Like
Right?
it's right there. I cannot wait. Very
Dude, I hope
excited
to see
about
you at a
this.
game, man.
Very excited. Savannah Hamilton, thank you very much for joining me. We got to get you on here a lot more often.
Dude, let's do
You
it. I'm
typically are,
down.
but this season, I gave you a little bit of a break because you're moving,
We're
but
moving and grooving.
it's time to ramp it back up here, Savannah, because things are about to take off here. So thank you
Absolutely.
very much for taking the time to do this. I appreciate it very, very much.
Well, I appreciate it. Also, congratulations on all the success, man. I see that your podcast numbers are growing. You're like so consistent. Like I love seeing
Trying,
that. No, I love
trying.
it.
Thank
Listen,
you.
people don't know it. It's hard. It's really hard.
It is, man. It is. And I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And before we get out of here, where can we find you on socials? Talk about the podcast a little bit too.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. So find me for my personal channel at Sav Hamilton 11 on Instagram as well as X. I'm going to be better with X now that, I'm going to be a bit more keeping up with the tempo. And so find me there. And also I have a podcast, Cinderella Stories, where we talk about women's sports as a collective, but we definitely lean heavy into basketball. So if you want to check it out, it's at Cinderella Stories Pod on Instagram. You can, from there, you find it. I found the rest.
Savanna Hamilton, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Savanna. We'll talk again soon.